welcome back again, and this is Maggie Reese.
And I'm John McManamy.
And we're coming to you live from outside the shack today.
Outside, and I need my cup of coffee, Maggie. You got to excuse me.
Yeah, me too. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, this will get my neurons working. I'm a nerdy brain science kind of guy, and I call this my neurocognitive starter.
That's awesome right there, right? I mean, total nerd stuff going on right there. But
right, and I'm just bursting to give people nerd answers today, Maggie.
I know. Let's like dive into all this. It's important. We got
Nerd
no
stuff.
info.
Yeah, because this is important to our recovery as well. You can think this is nerd stuff and it doesn't have anything to do with you. But if we know about nerd stuff, we can start directing our recovery accordingly. So I hope to highlight some of this in this video we're going to do for you
Definitely.
today.
Let's dive right in. The dumb blonde over here on the side, like figuring this out.
No, don't let Maggie deceive you. Yeah, under that blonde exterior there is a formidable brain.
Well, here's another word. I have no idea, but I'm going to take a stab at it.
Well, I have no idea of these words. I'm self-taught in this.
Yeah, he's self-taught. There we go. So it's ventral tegmental area?
Yeah, and you guys
ventral tegmental area.
Yeah,
okay.
VTA. It's in the midbrain, and you guys will love this out there because it seems a lot of our stuff about orgasm is related to this.
Okay.
This is part of the brain that's involved in pleasure and reward seeking.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I don't want to leave a wrong impression that a specific region is responsible for a specific behavior. It's always the whole brain, and it's this VTA. It's also recruiting other elements of the brain when it reacts, and it's also working with something called the nucleus accumbens. It sits on top of the brainstem, I think in the basal ganglia. Don't ask me to explain it.
I know, like, basal ganglia, what?
Right. But okay, these circuits here, so we get back to our cell system circuits model. The circuits, dopamine, a neurotransmitter, you're communicating via these dopamine networks, okay? And it seems somehow when stuff happens in the nucleus accumbens and the VTA, it's igniting the pleasure circuits. Now this is also very involved with the rational parts of the brain too. Okay,
right.
So say you're learning to play the violin. So you're seriously, you're frustrated. You're trying really hard.
Yes.
And you're working hard, and then you get it right.
Like
the pleasure. It's the reward, and it locks into, and it induces you to keep going until you get it perfect. So pleasure is important. It's not a contrast to rational thinking or dull, boring lives.
Right.
Our emotions very much figure in our rational, logical, disciplined stuff. But on the other hand, people who abuse drugs, they're abusing it so these areas light up
real quick, but then it doesn't last.
It doesn't last,
and then they're trying to get that next high,
and
right?
It's counterproductive.
I mean, I've never taken drugs, so I don't know, but I hear, isn't that right? They're trying to get that next.
They're trying to get that next thing, and
the reward.
And the reward doesn't work because the circuits are starting to change, and the cells are starting to change. So when that dopamine is coming into those neurons in these areas, those neurons aren't responding as they initially did. They're putting up their defenses, so you need even a bigger blast of drugs, and they're looking for that instant reward.
Like I hear crystal meth is like that, where people say it's like the first time they're like, whoa, this was so amazing, but they can't ever get that first amazing effect, and they're always searching for that.
And then those areas of the brains are craving.
Oh, that's gotta be so hard.
So they're taking the crystal meth or whatever it is just to satisfy the craving, not even for the pleasure.
Got it.
Whereas our brains are wired to experience pleasure in the natural way.
Right.
But you have to work for your pleasure.
Yes.
So you're practicing your violin, you know, that's hard work practice. You know,
Yes.
a lot of people give up.
Yeah.
And this is where the pleasure comes in. You know, you don't give up, or it's like being out in nature. You know, you're climbing a mountain, you're enduring mosquitoes, you're
Yeah.
you're practically breaking your ankle,
Yeah.
and then you get to the top,
And that feeling of like accomplishment.
okay, so
Yeah.
so their VTA, nuclear cumbins, the whole pleasure thing is happening, and it's part of meaning in life. So
Yes.
so this is a different purpose of pleasure. It's just not. It's just not that simple, you know, get a hit, la-di-da-di-da.
Right, right.
This is fulfillment. So
I totally agree. That's awesome. Thanks, guys, for listening in today. And we want to show our books real quick. We've got a couple books here.
oh, well, I count 3.
We count 3. John's like rolling in on the books. I'm getting more books.
Yeah.
But so far, all I've got is Runaway Mind. And it's all about my own personal journey with bipolar disorder. And my next book's coming out probably the summer or the fall. So look for that.
Oh, that's Runaway Mom.
Yeah, Runaway Mom's coming out. And that's all my journeys there because that's a whole nother disaster. But good.
Yeah. Okay, this is the first book I did. This came out in 2006. And this has some of the, a chapter or two on some of the nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is my book that came out recently, not just Up and Down. It's about mood. It's the Bipolar Expert Series. And later in the series, I will have a whole book devoted to this nerd stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I look forward to reading that as well. Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you guys for listening to all our questions today. And look at our YouTube channel and all our things on the screen and subscribe to us as well. Thank you.
Okay, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Woo!
All right. Awesome.
Maggie, you got to excuse me.
Yeah, me too. Cheers.
Cheers.